Mori ora e te whānau. Welcome into the practice run, your frontline pass to the heart of sports action. Brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your host, Rawiri Tukoerangi, and it's getting closer to the time you guys get to meet Vince. We're getting there. It's like a week by week thing. And the relevance, and we're diving into the thrilling world of the NRL and rugby league today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the practice run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the practice run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener's MVP, powering our play, every episode, every day. We'd also like to give our shout out to our sponsor, 99 Dreams, for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's lineup.
So on today's lineup, we are gearing into round 3. So much news going on around the league, so many injuries, so many lineup changes. So we'll be diving into an analysis of that. We're also going to acknowledge that it is the multicultural round. We've got another surprise game coming up for you afterwards. But after our Paper, Scissors, Rock, our annual Gamely thing, we got this thing. I've borrowed the concept from, I think it's CBS Sports. They do it for the NFL, and they're doing it currently for the NBA, where they have the two teams going head-to-head this week. They swap their logos' colors. So stay tuned for that. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of your good streaming services, go check out our TikTok or Instagram. It's 99 Dreams NZ on all platforms. I know we are the practice run, but 99 Dreams is our parent company, so we don't want to have to manage too many different accounts. So we're just rolling through, and they've already got some followers, so we don't want it to start from zero. So go check out our TikTok; it will be over there. If you want to go and check out how ugly or how sick some of these turn out. But first, let's get into it. One day, bro, I want to get some music that's like. Okay.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So the rules, whānau. It's just 3, 2, 1, rock it off. We throw it down below the screen so we can counteract the lag. It's 100% trust, but we're two honest people in this, and we just go for it. So 3, 2, 1. And up.
Oh, I felt that too. I felt that one.
Ooh. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And up. 'Gee, what's crack up with that one is I threw it, and I was too focused on the counting, I forgot to change.
Yeah.
So it just had to keep it. It was like this 3, 2, 1, shoot, put it down like that. And then I was like, fuck, I was supposed to change. Well, we're coming back like this.
Love it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I need to relax the fingers so they know to transform. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, shoot. And up.
Oh, come on. Come on.
3 rocks. All right, here we go. Fourth time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, shoot. And up. I stayed with it. I thought about it too, but I was like, oh, I'm getting tired of the rock.
So I was like, nah, I think we're here now. We're just going to do this till the first one to change. Win or lose.
Thinking that too.
Win or lose, I ain't changing.
was thinking that. I was like, gee, do we go one more?
Yeah.
All right, so 2 broke his 2-game losing streak with another win this game. Thursday night, man. Thursday night. I'm getting hyped. So let's show off. We'll get into the round preview shortly, but we're going to go with a few of this week's head-to-head matches. So tonight, we were going to have a big game with the grand final rematch, but we're going with the Broncos versus the Panthers. The Panthers will show up on 2 screen. These are what their original logos look like. And then, let me just click on over here. 3, 2, 1, color switch. Nah. Nah, brother. Brother. Nah, son. What is that Panther doing?
Tell you what, that Broncos one, doesn't look too bad.
That Bronco one's giving me Batman vibes, like Dark Knight.
It's giving me Bishop vibes. I need to change the name, I reckon. The Brisbane Bishops. Gee,
Brisbane Bishops. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's a clean logo, though. It's a clean logo. I like that black with the yellow in the eyes. The Panthers, I don't know, man. It's too much gold.
That's not it, bro. I don't know what it is, but that's not it.
It's ugly.
Nah.
Sorry, Penrith fans, but hey, it didn't work for you guys. As the season goes, I don't know how many teams are going to look good in the Broncos colours. Not going to lie, it's going to be hard for teams to look good in the Broncos colours, but Penrith, you done failed. Okay, next game. Who's our next game, bro? Who do we have?
Let me have a quick look. It is the game in Christchurch. The Wars versus the Raiders.
Ooh, let's go. Okay. Let's see how this one turns out. Warriors versus Raiders. So the Warriors logo will be here. Raiders logo on 2 screen. 3, 2, 1. Color switch. It's not too different.
I was about to say they kind of just look the same.
Yeah, I don't know. The Warriors one looks like it's paru. Like it used to be clean and now it's a bit faded and old.
Like faded, eh? Yeah, it looks faded.
Like it's a vintage logo.
Yeah.
It's got the earthy vibes. The Raiders looks mean.
Yeah, that looks good, eh? With that darker green.
Yeah, and it looks modern, real modern. That looks like a mean machine Raiders. I don't like that light green that they got. That's like a 2-tie green. This is a hearty green.
And so that blue, that green, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that one looks good. Out of the ones we've seen so far, that's probably the best one by far.
Yeah, so we're both going Raiders?
Yeah, easily. Okay,
so we didn't get all of the logos done, so we'll be skipping ahead to another game, which is our next game that we're going to spotlight 2 logos from.
We have my Bulldogs against the Titans.
All right, so the Titans logo will be here, and the Bulldogs logo will obviously be over by 2. Okay, 3, 2, 1, color swap. Nah, gee.
Nah, you did my team dirtier. What is that?
Gee, I don't know what that is.
Nah,
bro.
That's too many colors, bro. That's all over the place.
That's all of the colors from the Gold Coast Titans logo.
Fucking. You know the shit that pissed me off is their one actually looks like half decent.
Yeah, theirs is clean, man. Theirs is clean.
I think that's pissing me off more.
I like that Gold Coast Titans. Gold Coast Titans, man, change. Take the Bulldogs colors, man. That's clean. Even the grey Gold Coast looks slick.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of bit of touch to it, eh?
Yeah.
This just looks too busy, the Bulldogs one, man.
It's too
much going on.
It's the blue and the yellow. Like that dark blue and the Titan sky blue looks good together. It's
Yeah,
that yellow
it's
that's
that yellow
everywhere.
way.
Yeah, but that's what their jerseys look like.
Not happy.
Yeah, that's ugly. Let's
Not
move
happy at all.
right along to the main event on Saturday. I don't know why it's the main event. Who put the Tigers on at prime time Australian television viewing? At least it's late for us here in New Zealand, so we probably won't be able to watch it. But we've got the Tigers. I'm going to put the Tigers over there by 2. It's his favourite team. And we'll have the Sharks over here by me. These are the original logos. And in 3, 2, 1, we'll have a colour swap. The fuck? I don't know.
Okay, I take that back.
I don't know, man. The Tigers remind me of the Detroit Lions.
What, when
That's
they were trash, just like the West Tigers?
just
Nah.
so much blue. It's so much blue.
Like, I
It's
thought
too much blue.
the Bulldogs one looked bad, but both of these look bad. Like, nah. An orange shark, nah. What are we doing?
The
What are we doing
orange
here?
shark is. You know what the Sharks remind me of? The Sharks remind me of like a what do you call them? A tradie company, like that looks like someone who like builds power tools and things. Sharks, power tools for all tradies.
Oh, that's awful, mate. This
The
West Tiger
Tigers
one
is-
looks like really bad. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like all the blue and then you got the random tongue. Like, that tongue's throwing me off. You know what I mean?
That one little splash of color.
Yeah.
No, because it would look stupid if it was white or if it was blue, and you wouldn't see it if it was black.
It might have to be white or blue because this is just. This looks like a kid who didn't try. You know, I don't know.
I think it's quite a good reflection.
Not a fan of it. I know
how
that
they
much.
play. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, bro. Moving on to our last one for the day, we've got a Sunday night game. We'll give you the Storm, and I'll take the Knights over here. These are their regular logos, and in 3, 2, 1, color swap.
I mean, after what we just saw, that these both look better than those ones.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I don't hate the Knights one. I kind of like it. The Melbourne one leaves a lot to be desired. I think it's the red lightning bolt.
At least, like, you could kind of see it with both of them, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, I could see it. Like, if that was the actual colors.
Yeah, it doesn't look too out the gate.
Yeah, it looks like simple enough that it's not that bad. Yeah, the Knights one looks all good.
The little
it looks
purple
like
plume.
Yeah, it looks basic enough, that it's doesn't look outrageous.
Yeah, there's not too much of just one color everywhere.
Yeah,
and I think that's what went wrong with some of those other logos, color swaps.
Too much happening, eh?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say these two are like the best, but they're definitely not the worst.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I've got to go with the Knights on this one, I think.
I might. For some reason, I kind of like the Storm one. Might have to roll with that one. I don't know why.
Might be that red V. Do you think that Storm face, like when I was looking at this logo just before, it reminds me a bit of Jerome Hughes? Same face?
Crack me up, alright. You crack me up, alright. I see what you mean.
Hit them up for some compensation.
I see what you mean.
Oh man! So those are the color swaps for this week. What do you reckon? Who do you think had the best logo color swap this week?
The Canberra, the Raiders by far.
Yeah, the Raiders one looks sick.
Yeah.
Let's see how they look in other teams' colors in future weeks. It'll be interesting to see if they can take it out, and it might just be that it's that particular logo design versus the rest of them. We'll find out. But if you like this segment, comment down below which teams you'd like to see next week. Just make sure that they're going up against each other in the head-to-head. And we'll see if we can make that happen for you guys. We'll also try and get in some historic logos in the future. So we'll use that historic Broncos versus the historic Bulldogs logo. Maybe that 2000s one where it had the V and just the Bulldog head on it. You know that one, eh? Yeah, maybe we'll use that logo. Because I think the current Bulldogs logo, it's a weird logo to try and use other teams' colours on it. So that was Colour
Fair
Swap.
enough.
That was Colour Swap. Did you enjoy that new segment, Brian? It's something different.
Yeah, a little bit of a switch up. It's quite interesting to see what that switch up looks like. So yeah, you never quite know. Like some of them come off well, and other thems are just a big nah.
Yeah, bro.
Big nah.
So hopefully those teams can come back stronger, and hopefully it's not a reflection of how they play this weekend. Moving along to our round preview, round 3. Now look, there are a lot of change-ups this week. There's so many ins and a lot of outs. So bear with us. It may take a little while to get through a lot of these. I will give you the standard rundown. Man, tonight's game was looking promising. It was looking promising. And these team lists, they came out on Tuesday. They have been updated. We have been keeping an eye on some of the moves. I'm saddened, deeply saddened. We've lost Payne Haas for 4 to 6 weeks minimum. That's if his rehab goes well and the surgery goes all right. I think maybe could see him being sidelined up to 7 if rehab doesn't go well. They're saying that a lot of it's going to have to come down to his rehab. But that's a huge loss, not just for tonight's game, but for the season in general. And then obviously Adam Reynolds isn't playing, so Jock Madden stepping in for him, and the Panthers will be playing without James Fisher-Harris. Instead, they'll have Lindsay Smith suiting up in that 10 jersey. So a couple of injuries early on in the season. It's bound to happen. League is a physical sport, and that's just the way it is. So without further ado, let's go through the lineup for today. I'll go through the Broncos, you go through the Panthers, and we'll just pick out some of our key matchups and things that we'll be looking forward to in this game and different storylines. So with the Broncos, we've got the electrifying Reece Walsh, one of my favourite players in the comp at the moment, and he is tearing up. I think he scored at least 1 try in every game so far this season. So that's something to look out for, as well as Dean Mariner. I'm pretty sure he scored at least 1 try in every game this season. Has Reece scored a double in every game, or is he only sitting on 3 tries scored total?
I could not tell you.
I think he might be on 3 or he might be on 4. Anyway, moving on. We've got, Dean Mariner, Jesse Arthurs out there on the wing, Katoni Staggs and the defensive Selwyn Cobbo in the centres. Ezra Mann partnered by Jock Madden, replacing the injured Adam Reynolds. Then we've got Corey Jensen, and it's not Payne Haas. They're saying it will be
Fletcher.
Fletcher's taking Payne's spot, and that will bring Willison off the reserves into the interchange. We've got Brendan Piakuta, Jordan Uriki, and Patrick Carrigan. In the second row with Billy Walters in the hooking position. Tyson Smoothie on the bench. Xavier Willison, Kobe Hetherington, and Martin Tapo.
All right, over to the Panthers team. At the back, we have the ever reliable Dylan Edwards. Our wingers are Sunia Taruva and ever reliable, probably the best winger in the game, I'd say, Brighton To'o. In the wing, at the centre position, you have the dynamic duo of Isaac Tango and Taylor May. The halves pairing of Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary brings all that wealth and experience, and they'll be hoping to use that to guide their team to victory. To the forwards, we have Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith, who's replacing James Fisher-Harris. Mitch Kinney is holding comfortably to that number 9 spot. In your second rows, we have Scott Sorensen and Mini Brock Lesnar, Liam Martin. And at the number 13, you have Isaiah Yeo. Off the bench, they've brought in Dane Laurie, it looks, to play that 14.
Oh,
Be
yo.
interesting to see if he stays there or if Sonny Luke comes on last minute. You have Matthew Eisenhoof and Liam Henry. And to round it out at 17, we have Luke Garner. And that
Not bad,
is
not
your... That's your Panthers team, man.
So it's Panthers at home against the Broncos. Man, it's going to be a tough game. It was already going to be a tough game without Adam Reynolds' kicking game to help steer them and guide them around the park. But add in the loss of Payne Haas, which we clearly struggle when he goes on the bench for his 20-minute break. It's going to be a tough next couple of weeks to try and find a few wins. I know we don't have a couple of easy games for a little while now, so yeah, we're just going to have to dig deep and find out what's going to work for us. Hopefully some of these young forwards can step up. Willison should be good. People have been wanting to see him a little bit more this season. Like you said in the last game, Tapa'u, he looked great. Starting to look young again. Maybe he had a great off season to come back stronger than ever. We've still got Patrick Carrigan through the middle, so hopefully we can still utilise that. We've got the speed in the backs. I think we have a lot more speed than the Panthers, but the Panthers have that experience and the strength in their backs. So it's going to be an interesting matchup there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Cobbo goes. He'll be going up against Tungor, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that'll be a fun one to watch because Tony Staggs is a solid centre, so he's going to have his hands full trying to stop Taylor May. Jesse Arthurs will be on Brian To'o. Wonder if they'll keep it like that because I think, I got a lot of faith in Jesse Arthurs, but I think To'o might be a bit too strong for him on that wing, especially if they're running at it. Dean Mariner, he showed a lot of speed last week against Johnston, so we're looking forward to that. What are you looking forward to here, and what's some of your storylines for this game?
I'm actually looking forward to the battle of the back five. You just mentioned it. Dylan Edwards, To'o, and Taruva with their carries out of the backfield. Taylor May's looking really, really good, and Isaac Tungo coming off his performance from last week. So it's going to be, I think, their carry out of the backfield, and if they can get that good go forward ball against just the pure skill of Reece Welsh, Selwyn Cobbo, the speed of Mariner, the power of Katoni Staggs. I think that's where the battle might be won, eh? I think whoever's back five can kind of do the most damage. That's where I'm thinking. That's where I think it's going to go. And also, you got to look at the battle of that 13, Isaiah Yeo versus Paddy Carrigan. I'd say they are, if they're not the top two, they're definitely both in that top three, for locking positions. And this is a great battle. You have Isaiah Yeo, who I think he's gone to another level this year. His carries have been devastating. Man. His ball playing has always been elite. But then you've got Carrigan, who he's just a beast, strong carries, can also play and strong in defense. So that's a battle that can't wait to see, really. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much an origin battle, isn't it? You got Patrick Carrigan, who'll probably take that 13 jumper for Queensland, and Isaiah Yeo, who currently, with his form, you'd probably see him in that 13 jumper as well for New South Wales. So we get a little bit of that preview early enough in the season. So I'm looking forward to that as well. It should be a good one. You got Jared Sutton as the main referee, and Ashley Klein will be the senior review official for this match. So we'll see a lot of Penrith Panthers in the comments once they get a few calls again. I'm pretty sure Luai will get away with a head knock here and there. It's going to be interesting to see. I think the Broncos have a chance if they stick to their game plan. But if the Panthers get rolling early, they're going to get rolling early and often, and it's going to be hard to slow them down. My heart says Broncos, but my head says Panthers. I'm going to have to go Panthers. That's so sad. Maybe I'll go Panthers 28-10.
Oh. I am also picking the Panthers to win. They're just hard to beat at home. I can't remember the last time they lost at home. Coming off a good victory against the Eels, and you're talking about a Broncos team that doesn't have Reynolds or Payne Haas. I think Reece Welsh can keep using the game, but he might just have to do a bit too much. So yeah, would not be surprised. I've got Panthers winning. If I had to give you a score line, I don't know, we'll go 24-10. That's just me. Okay. I'm just throwing numbers out.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
But yeah, I just think,
yeah, and like you say, like Reece could keep us in this game, but we're going to need a lot more than just Reece and his electrifying performance. He's going to have to stand up, but we're also going to need the likes of Jesse Arthurs, Dean Mariner. Ezra Mann's going to have to run that ball a little bit better, man. And like when he does start running that ball, he can be devastating. You know, he was involved heavily in our point surge during the grand final. So we know what he's capable of. Heading down to Ōtautahi Christchurch for Friday night's game. Tomorrow night, looking forward to this game, man. I heard it's a sold-out crowd. So everyone down there in Christchurch, shout out for getting out to that game. It's going to be a ripper of a game. We've got the Canberra Raiders taking on the One New Zealand Warriors. New Zealand's team. I'm still on the bandwagon, Whānau. I'm still here riding with you. I told you every episode, man. I'm still on your side. I might have picked the Storm to beat you last week, but that was because it's Melbourne, and look what happened. You guys played outstandingly, and I think you guys have a chance this week. The Raiders, this is their big test to see whether or not they are pretenders or contenders. And we know the Warriors aren't pretenders. We know they're real contenders, and they showed glimpses of that against the Storm last week, and what a mighty performance and a huge effort from the boys last week over there in Melbourne on an away trip. Home game for them, kind of. It's home in New Zealand here in Aotearoa, so it's going to be an interesting game. Do you want to give a rundown of the Warriors, and I'll do the Raiders?
Yeah. I will start us off with the Wars. At fullback, you have the young and exciting Tane Tuopiki. We have DWZ on one wing with Montoya on the other. We have Rocco Berry and the great one himself, RTS Ratatouille Vasa Schick, holding down the centres. In the halves, we have Luke Metcalf, who we're not too sure if he's it yet. But you have the aging like a fine wine, SJ Sean Johnson, man. Mm-hmm. I know they say this might be his last year, but he's playing good enough to go a few more, I'd say. To the forward pack, you have the devastating combo of AFB, Adam Whanua Blake and Mitchie Barnett. Wade Egan is named in the team, but I think he's supposed to come there injured, so we're not too sure if he'll stay in the team. But he's there now. Second row, we've got Jackson Ford and Kirk Capewell, and you have Captain Fantastic Tohu Harris at 13. Off the bench, we have Freddie Lussick, Tom Ale, Bunty Afo, and Dylan Walker. And here they've got the 18th man is Adam Pompey, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switch it and Chanel Harris to Vida comes on, depending on what happens with Egan. So that is your Wars team to take on the Raiders.
All right, and the Raiders have the old man Jordan Rapana, their fullback. Then on the wings, you've got Nick Kotrick and Xavier Savage. Man, he is that guy. In the centres, you got Matthew Timoko and Albert Hopoate. Then at 6 and 7, you've got Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty. Our forward pack looks like Josh Papali'i, Joseph Tapine, and the amazing revitalization of Danny Levi. Brah, love to see it. Love to see it. Then we've got Hudson Young, Elliot Whitehead, and Morgan Smithies rounding out your second row. On the interchange, Tom Starling, Emery. Is that Emery or Emre? Who?
I think they pronounce it Imre, but I'm not like the E silent.
Emre. Well, anyway, get some more vowels, my bro. Could I get a vowel for 500, please? Anyway, Emre Gula, at 15. What?
I didn't expect you to say Gala.
That's how it's spelled, man. Zach Hosking and Pasami Solo. Yeah, look, hey, I'm looking forward to watching this game. Love watching the Warriors. Love seeing their fan base get behind this team. A great team. I have actually been watching a few of the Raiders games lately. They've been pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Xavier Savage, Ethan Strange, Jamal Fogarty have been carving up. Obviously, I just mentioned Danny Levi before. He's been doing bits. Joey Tarp in there, consistent as always. And you got the experienced Josh Papali'i, another man who's aging like fine wine, and Smithies had a decent week last week, so they're building something over there in Canberra, and I think it's all the naysayers saying that they weren't going to be shit this year. I don't know if you've seen in round one, he had like fuck off or something like that up in his changing shed, right where the cameras could see it. So that was a big talking point, and I think that just speaks testament as to who this Raiders team is. They have an identity. They're not trying to figure things out. They know what they're about, and they've been rolling through some teams. They might have been easy teams, but we're about to see whether or not they are pretenders or contenders. With that Warriors side, like you said, is Luke Carr, is he it or is he shit? Well, I still think he's the latter. But anyway, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Tuopiki. It's sad he should be on maybe one more week to go before CNK comes back. And then who knows where Tuopiki ends up after that. Like you said, I think with Egan, we will see Chanel Harris-Tavita move up. I would like to see Tamati Martin take over that sixth jumper for a little bit. And also, as much as I ripped on Adam Pompey, man, I'd like to see him have a shot on the wing. I'd like to see him out there. He's... Come on now. Montoya ain't that much better. Come on now. He ain't that much better. So, that's what I'm looking for. And I want to see Jacob Laban. I want to see him in the team. He had a great preseason. I want to see him in that team. It's going to be hard, though. He really has to step up and steal a spot. But, man, he's too good to be left out. And Tomale, sorry, man, I dropped you from my fantasy team. You're just not getting enough minutes, brother. You're just not getting enough minutes, my man. 10 points off of, I don't know, however many minutes you got last week. It's not it. But what are you looking forward to in this matchup, bro? What's the goes for you?
This is an important matchup for both teams there. I think round 3, we're really going to see what both teams are about. And both see if they're a real deal. I mean, the Warriors, they're currently 0-2, but they could have easily, and some say probably should have been, undefeated. This could have easily been a battle undefeated. They'll face two quality sides, and they're about to come up against a Raiders side who I still have questions about. And for the Raiders, it's can they answer that critic of, they faced West Tigers, who they absolutely pumped. And they faced the night teams who we kind of had high hopes for this year, but maybe that night team isn't as good as we originally thought it was. So, they've gotten 2 soft wins, and the Warriors have had 2 hard defeats. So it'd be interesting to see. I think this is a big game, man. This is going to prove a lot about where the two teams are and where they are heading. In terms of what I'm looking forward to, off the top, I kind of like that battle of RTS against Matthew Timoko because they'll be
Mm,
opposite each other, right? That's that's a good one. Matthew Timoko, powerful runner. Same with RTS. He's still got that step. But the battle of the forwards, right? I mean, Fanua
yeah,
Blake,
man.
Mitch Barnett, Tohu Harris holding the middle against Josh Papali, Joey Tarpanet, and the Englishman Morgan Smithies. That's going to be a key battle, I think. And it'll be cool to see who wins that. I think whoever wins that battle will go a long way to winning it. One thing that I've noticed with the Warriors is their bench maybe isn't as strong. Fanua when Fanua Blake and Barnett come off, it's noticeable. And it's tough to see. I know Elliot Whitehead's the captain, but Zach Hosking was killing it when he wasn't there. So see how that comes off with now Zach Hosking moving to the bench. Whether that strengthens their bench or who knows. But I think we're going to get a lot of questions answered for both these teams. So yeah, that's kind of I think they battle in the middle. RTS against Timoko. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah.
Yeah, hard. In their previous meetings last year, Warriors won 21-20 in their first outing, and then they won 36-14 against them in Canberra. So far this season, the Warriors have only scored 38 points. The Raiders have scored 60. They've conceded 46 points, whereas the Raiders have only conceded 24. The Raiders are on a 90% completion rate to the Warriors' 79. So it's those errors and those inability to convert which is costing them big time. However, they both have a tackle efficiency of 88. The Warriors are 88.9 and the Raiders on 88 flat. The key stat is that they've both won 23 matches apiece in their history since 1998. So this one will give them the edge for whoever wins. But yeah, I've got the Warriors. I'm gonna go Warriors. Oh, let's go 22-18.
Not bad. I think I've also got the Warriors winning. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 26-20, something along those range. Be cool to see a tri-fest down in Christchurch. Give the fans something to watch, something exciting. But I think ultimately the Warriors or the Wars get it done, and they show everyone that they're not as bad as their record seems. And I just don't think that the Raiders are as good as they seem, even though they're 2-0, top of the table. They are technically top of the table, but yeah, I don't know. I still want to see more from them. More so just against better opposition. Yeah.
Because we've got the Raiders sitting fifth in our power rankings. So we've got them as an outside chance, but we haven't really seen them step up yet. So this will definitely be an opportunity for them to move up. And like we say, our power rankings do not reflect the ladder. It has a lot of other intangibles that we intertwine into that power ranking. But heading over to Friday night, it's old school rivals. Sydney Roosters taking on South Sydney Rabbitohs. The lackluster Rabbitohs versus the destructive Roosters. Now, the Roosters will be looking to bounce back after that loss to Manly. And South Sydney Rabbitohs they're amidst a do or die situation. And the coach, there's rumblings that he could be the first coach fired this season. So that's sort of a storyline to watch out for. I'll go through the Roosters lineup and then Till will bring you the Rabbitohs. So for the Roosters, they've got James Tedesco at fullback. Out on the wing, Daniel Freepolt and Dom Young. In the centres, we've got Joseph, hard middle name, Sua'ali, and Joey Manu, with Sandon Smith and Sam Walker in the halves named here. Then in our forwards, we've got Jared Wadia-Hargreaves, who's coming up to game 300. He would have hit that about 5 years ago if he didn't keep getting suspended. Lindsay Collins and Brandon Smith in the hooking position. Second rows look like Nat Butcher, Satili Suponiua, and Victor Radley. Off the interchange, Connor Watson, Nofahu White, Terrell May, and Angus Crichton, aka Angus Crichton. Over to you.
And for the Rabbitohs, we have the superstar Latrell Mitchell at fullback. On the wings, you have AJ, who's closing in on their all-time record, or at least getting to second. And he'll be partnered up with Tane Milne at the other wing. At the halves, or the centres, we have the return of the former Dalian winner, Jack Whiten, finally making his club debut, and he'll be partnered up with Isaiah Tass. At number 6, you have Cody Walker, the magician, and he has a new partner. At number 17, Hawkins, with Lachlan Ilias being dropped to reserve grade. Moving to the forward pack now, we have Tavita Tartola with Davey Moale, with Damien Cook at the hooker. Second row, we have Keon Kaloa Matangi and Jacob Host. And you have your captain, Cameron Murray, at the locking position. Moving to the bench now, we have Savili Havili. At number 14, you have a player who I think everyone should be on the lookout for, the rookie, Tallis Duncan. Sean Kempe has been shifted to the bench, and he'll be partnered up with the old Englishman, Tommy Burgess. So that is your South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Not bad, not bad. And yeah, so Sanders Smith comes in to replace, what's his name? Luke Carey, who's out with a concussion. And Hargreaves, is he starting just because it's his 300th game?
Don't be surprised if he comes off the bench. They did it last week where he was named to start, but I think May got the start. So I'm guessing they're probably going to do that. Just name him as the starter, then I think come game day they'll probably make the switch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is his 300th, and then I think in a few more weeks it'll be his 300th game for the Roosters. I'm pretty sure. So it's a big weekend for Jared. Let's see if he can stay penalty free and stay off the sin bin. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game, I think. Like we said, the Bunnies need to sort themselves out. What's going wrong? I feel bad for Lachlan Elias. I don't think it was all his problem. Like you said the other day, it's just a young guy trying to steer around internationals like Latrell Mitchell, Damien Cook, Cody Walker, like guys that have been in the league for a long time and have got a name for themselves, and he's still this young bloke who's just trying to get out there. The coach is desperate for a win, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure on Jack Whiten to perform. I feel like he just needs to go out there and just play his game. It's his debut game for the Rabbitohs, so heaps of Bunnies fans should get out there, support the boys, but I don't think they've got quite enough to get over the line. If they play the way they played against the Broncos, they come out firing in that second half, but then they sort of fall asleep towards the end. The Roosters will definitely put the foot on the gas and burn you out towards the end of it. Looking forward to some attacking brilliance from Joey Manu and Dom Young on that edge. I feel like they can definitely put to work Alex Johnston and Jack Whiten, just because they won't have that combination sussed yet. Like, he's coming off injury, so I'd be exploiting that side a lot more. I don't know what their chemistry is like, but I feel like Joey Manu, Dom Young, get in there, boys, and tear it up. What do you reckon?
I think it's going to be an interesting game. I see Angus Crichton has finally made the 17. He's made it's Sui Wong, the rookie, who I thought would be in contender for Rookie of the Year. He's the one that got dropped, with Nat Butcher going to second row. But Angus Crichton, he's a classy player, former rep player. Not too sure if he's going to rugby yet, but there's murmurs that he might be going again. Oh, wow. They're sorting out their contract. But good to see him back in first grade. It's kind of where he belongs. In terms of Rabbitohs, I don't know, man. Like Dean Hawkins, he won New South Wales Cup Player of the Year last year. So, and it just wasn't working. You could see it, but I think to me it looked like they're missing Jai Arrow because they're having Cameron Murray kind of play everywhere. You know, the first two games he's started at 13, then he's moved to an edge, and they're just not the same team when he's on an edge. So I think they are a prop short, just so, or maybe they're an edge person short, so that Cameron Murray can stay at their 13 because they're so much more devastating when he's there, and he can get them that quick play the ball on the 4th or the 5th. Good to see Jack Whiten back, him against Joey Manu. That's definitely the matchup to watch, I'd say. You got who I think is the best centre in the game, and Joey Manu against Jack Whiten. Like we said, he's a Dally winner. He is a machine at 6, but at rep level, he does play centre, and he's just a ball player. So seeing those two Bulls go at it's gonna be good to watch. I've been wondering where their young winger is, Tyrone Munro, but he's injured as well. So I mean, you got the Rabbitohs who are 0-2. They've had, albeit against really good teams, but it just would have been interesting to see how they would have went if Campbell Graham wasn't out for pretty much the whole year, and if Tyrone Munro wasn't injured, because I'm pretty sure he came into the year as the starting winger. It would have been him and AJ. And you have,
Ah,
he's tall, lanky, fast, kind of in that Jason Saab build. Maybe not as tall. Yeah, I don't think he's as tall as him, but I remember the few games he played last year. He almost got a hat trick against us, I think. So
dang.
yeah, as good as Isaiah Tarses and Tane Milne, let's face it, they're not it. They're just not. And you got who was the other centre dropped? Richard Kinner. That's who Cobbo owned last week, right? Was it Kinner? Yeah. Cobbo made Kinner look stupid, you know? Dean Mariner made AJ look slow, and poor Elias is the one that pays the price.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sando Smith, be interesting to see how he goes. He's young. Normally plays 14, but with Luke Keary not there, he's got their 6th spot. And that brings in Connor Watson, another utility man. Good to see him back. I like the look of this bench for the Roosters. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. I'm probably going to go. I think I've picked the Roosters to win it. Being at home, you've got a new number 7. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. What about you, brother?
Yeah, look, I'm going with the Roosters. I think the Bunnies still have a little bit to sort out, but it's not really a home game, is it? Don't they share the same stadium pretty much?
Allianz.
Yeah,
Is that where it is? Must be,
let me,
surely.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they both share the same stadium throughout the season. So anyway, yeah, I'm going with the Roosters. Let's go 24 24-10 to the Roosters. Also there in the reserves, just for you old school Penrith Panthers fans, Michael Jennings named as the 18th man. Good to see his name still pop up. He used to be a beast back in the day. I was a big Michael Jennings fan, so that just made me a little bit happy just seeing Michael Jennings' name there. Means that, there's still some of those old dogs floating around in the comp. I remember it, back in the day we had who else was it? Who else was a gun to look forward to watching? What was his name with the broken nose, bro? Ugly
Ferguson.
as. Yeah, Ferguson, and what was his other mate's name? Who used to be at the Raiders, and then he went to the Dragons. I think he went to the Sharks too.
Oh. Are we talking about the half? Carney?
Yes. No, 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 no,
No,
no,
not
no, no, no,
him.
no, 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 no. The other one. Dugan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, Jennings,
Dugan.
Dugan. Um, Ferguson. Those are some of the dogs that I used to like back in the day, man. Because Michael Jennings played on that same team with Michael Gordon over at Penrith. Who else was over
Was
at
it Michael
Penrith during that time?
Jennings with the Eels?
Yeah, he
Was
went
that
to the
him?
Eels for a bit. Yeah,
Because he got suspended, right? That's why he's been gone.
for 4 years.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
he got
so
done for performance enhancing drugs. Yeah,
my God.
he got snapped,
Yeah.
but he
Um,
didn't get roasted like poor Bronson Cherry did.
because he played for
Okay.
real teams. So he went from the Panthers, then he played for the Roosters, went to Parramatta, got done for 4 years, and now he's back in Sydney.
Yeah.
So now it's good to see Michael Jennings back in the. Yeah, I used to jam him hard in the league games, bro, because he was just fast. Wicked player. Anyway, I digress. Moving on. Next game, we've got. It's your team.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So it is the Bulldogs against the Titans, first game of Super Saturday, and I'm just gonna say it. Not happy. Not happy. I know it's only week 3, but I think we've seen enough to know that changes should be made, and they have not been made, and I'm not happy about it. So yeah, I'm just gonna rattle off this Bulldogs team, and then you can talk about the Titans. But at fullback, we have Mr. Shouldn't Be There, Blake Tough. We have in the wingers, Blake Wilson and Connor Tracy. Not mad about that. At centre, we have should be on the wing, Jacob Kiraz, and should be at fullback, Stephen Crichton. We have Matt Burden and Drew Hutchison. Not mad at that. Just keep them where they are. I'll give Drew Hutchison 2 more games to prove his worth. Moving to our forward pack, we have Max King and Liam Knight. Liam Knight's back because poor Asa got knocked out in the first play of the game. And he's been killing it in New South Wales Cup, I believe. So good to see him back, but that does not move me. Also, Liam Knight's the only change we've made, even though we're 0-2. Go figure. At 9, we have Reed Mahone. Second rows, we have Viliami Kikau, who I think played one of his better games for the Bulldogs last week, and Jacob Preston. At 13, we have Jamin Salmon. Going to the bench, it's the same bench from the first 2 weeks. Kurt Mann at 14. Samuel Hughes, who I think needs a few more minutes. Josh Curran, he's been good for us. And we have the little pitbull himself, or the little bulldog, I should say, Curtis Morin. So, yep, we've only made one change to the team in the first 2 weeks. Bulldogs fans are not happy about it. You should see the threads. They are filthy. Filthy, I tell you. And we need Critter at fullback. He needs the ball. Put him at fullback where he will touch the ball almost on every set, at least to start the set. Yeah. Not happy. That's all I got to say.
Well, going up against the Dogs of Woe, we've got the Gold Coast Titans looking to make an impact this season. Coming off a bye round last week, they're going to be looking to get a win on the board that matters. Remember, the bye round, yes, you get points, but the win does not matter. At fullback, they got Keanu. Is it Keanu? Kino.
I'm actually
Keanu
not sure about that one, but I heard he's a gun. That's what I've heard.
He's not bad. He's not bad. I dropped him from my fantasy team because I needed points last week and I didn't re-pick him up. So we'll see how he goes. I might get him next week in fantasy. But we got Keanu Kinney out on the wings. We got this guy. I think he's like Pakistani. Eh? He's like Pakistani, Samoan or Tongan Maori. Alofiana Khan Pereira. Then on the other wing, Philip Sammy. In the centres, Brian Kelly and AJ Brimson. The return of Kieran Foran, and he's partnered with Tanner Boyd. Over in the forwards, we got Moyaki Fotuaika, and Tino Fa'asua Maliwai. Fuck! Tino Fa'asua Maleo Ui. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Tinye Tino. Bro, that's such a long name and it's so hard, man. It's the Asua Maleo.
Tino Faso Malawi.
Anyway, we got Klisi
I don't know.
Haas, Bo Firmore, and Jaimin Jolofi. Have you had Jolofi rice?
I have not had it, but it's something that I do want to try. Yes.
Yeah, man. I hear it slaps. They're jollof
Jamaican,
rice.
right?
Yeah, Jamaican or is it Nigerian?
I don't know, but
I see the brothers be eating it anyway. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious. And on the interchange, we got Sam Verrills, Isaac Liu, Aaron Clark, and Keenan Palacia. Look, man, this is going to be a. Don't want to say it, but I'm sorry, bro. But I feel like this is going to be a game you could miss. You could really miss this game. It's not going to make too much of a difference. The Titans looked terrible in round one. They lost to... Was it the Dragons they lost to?
Yeah, because you jumped on that bandwagon super quick.
Hey, I'm still rocking with the Dragons, man. I like them. I like Tyrell Sloan. He's that guy. He's that guy. He's the only reason I'm back at the Dragons, man, is little Sloan. The Titans, they need to do bits this weekend. They need to showcase that they aren't that same team from last year that choked at the end of every game. And the Bulldogs need this win just to showcase that they aren't the wooden spooners this season. And the way they have been performing doesn't really give you guys much hope. But like you say, it's because you guys haven't changed anything. What do you expect? A win with the same team you've been losing with every week? What's going on over there, man? What do we need to change to get the Bulldogs on the run sheet?
Not too sure. I mean, we'll face good competition, Parramatta Eels, and who was the other team we faced? The Sharks. And we looked good in patches. So maybe that's why he's kept the same team. I'm not too sure why he hasn't changed it. He did this last year, Serraldo. When he had Hayes Perrin be our fullback for more than half the season, which infuriated most of us, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, man, it has to happen this game. We have to show life. It's our first time. We're not facing a top 8 team. We're at home. I believe this is our first game at home. Yeah, our first 2 were away. So we should have the crowd behind us. But I just feel this is a Des Hasler ambush game. He's good. He's a good coach after losses. He's good at ambushing teams. They had the bye, so everything is kind of working in their favour. No doubt they'll think that they can win this game. They've got the forward pack to absolutely dominate us. Kieran Foran steadying the ship, and you've got superstars like AJ Brimson and potentially future superstars in there, Keanu Kinney.
Keanu.
Yeah, I would like to think we'll win this game, and I think we should. But I could see an upset happening. I wouldn't even call it an upset, but I could see the Titans getting this based on their... Tino's going to have a field day against us. Like, do you have him in fantasy? Because this is the game where he's going to kill. Tino's going to smoke us. Moaki Fotuaika's going to have a field day. Isaac Liu coming off the bench. Keenan Palacia. Titans are going to have good go forward ball, and we won't. That's probably going to be the difference in the end.
I should probably sell Payne Haas and pick up 10-year Tino, especially in this round.
Yeah, man. Tino's going to have a field day. I can see it. It's not looking good either way.
Well, here's some stats for you. Even though the Titans had the bye last week, they have only scored 4 points this season to the Bulldogs 14. They've had 28 points conceded versus the Bulldogs 51. The Titans have a completion rate of 84% versus the Bulldogs 75%. Both have a tackle efficiency of 86.4%. And their average play the ball is for the Bulldogs 3.41 seconds and the Titans 3.37 seconds. The Titans at this venue have won 1 from 1. And the Bulldogs have won 10 from 24. Which venue is this?
Where do you see it? I can't see it.
I'm under the NRL draw, and I get all the team stats as well as the teams list.
Oh, they were just there, Balmore. Oh, they're at Balmore. Okay. That's our. For anyone that knows the Bulldogs, that's our spiritual home ground. I think we only play like once there a year because the ground like needs major upgrades.
Is that like the Tigers Leichhardt Oval?
Yeah, I think it's probably older than Leichhardt. Don't quote me on that. I wouldn't have a clue.
And then what, Manly, they got Brookvale, eh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so look, plenty of stats, plenty of things to check out. Like I said, this is a game you don't need to rush home for. But I think there won't be too much defense played. I'm going to go Titans. Let's go Titans. They score 28. Bulldogs can score 14.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. I didn't realise it was at Balmore. I knew we were home, but I don't know, my gut's saying Titans, which is infuriating me. So I'll go with it. Titans. We seem to have high-scoring games when we play each other. Maybe 32-20?
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. You're 17th, playing 13th, but not that matters because they had the bye. Heading over to the game that follows that is the Dragons versus the Cowboys. Again, I'm still high on the Dragons. I don't know. It's going to be a tough game for them. The Cowboys are another one of those teams at the moment that are like the Sharks and the Raiders. They've played some, fairly easy teams to begin with. And as a result, they have started the season 2-0, sorry. So Dragons, they're looking to bounce back after last week's walloping versus the Dolphins. They got pumped. They were scoreless last week, so they'll be looking to remedy that this week. So I'll read through the Dragons since I'm quite high on the Dragons, mainly just because of the fullback, Tyrell Sloan. Once he's injured, I probably won't care for them that week. But up there on the wing, you've got Zach Lomax, who just made it into my fantasy squad this week. But I'm probably going to reverse those trades after the Payne Haas injury, so stay tuned. On the other wing, we've got Mikaele Ravalawa. In the centres, Mosese Suli and Jack Bird. The forwards look like Jack DeBellin, Blake Lawrie, and Jesse who? I mean, it's sad. That's probably the wrong thing to say about someone, but we're going with Jesse Mashke. Jesse. And then Luciano Leilua has made his way into the starting lineup this week after coming off the bench last week. Jaden Sewer and Tom Eisenhuth. Onto the interchange, we've got Connor and Michael Molo, Raymond Faitala Mariner, and Viliami Fafita. Hopefully Viliami can get out there, get some good meters and some good minutes this week, as he's also in my fantasy team.
Alrighty, and over to the 2-0 Cowboys, who I think are going to make it 3-0. At fullback, we have Scott Drinkwater. On the wings, we have Kyle Fout and Murray Tuolangi. Centres, you have Valentine Holmes and probably early favourite, I'll say, for Rookie of the Year, Zach Labut. You have Tom Dearden, who's looking in scintillating form at number 6, and the old Sheriff, Chad Townsend. To the forward pack we go. We have Jordan McLean. He'll be partnered with Jason Taumalolo. Reece Robson's at the 9. Second rows we have Kuli Kefu Fenefueaki, and Jeremiah Nanai. Ruben Cotter is your 13. Off the bench, we have Jake Granville. How is he still playing? Griffin Neem, or Naume, as you like to say.
Yummy.
16, we have Sam McIntyre. And to round it off, we have Jack Gowiski. We're going with it.
Gossi Whiskey.
And at 18, we have Tom. Well, for English, please. Tom Chester.
Chom.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell does that come from? Tom Chester.
Chom. It's Chom Chester.
Bro. I swear I'm surprised every time I see Jake Granville's name out. I'm like, you're still playing? Like, aren't you like 50?
No, wasn't he come after Jennings though, right? He was after the Jennings era. And Jennings is still out there.
Yeah, definitely. He just seems old. That's all. But
oh man,
oh. I was like, what are you talking? I
was going to say, yeah, I feel like now the game's so new. Like, I miss seeing players like Cam Smith and Darren Lockyer, Sam Thaiday, Corey Parker, Justin Hodges, just to name a few. I used to enjoy watching their former San Francisco 49er when he was a league player. So, yeah, I get what you mean about him being old. He come up with them, me. But what do you reckon?
Oh, look. I said it last week. I thought that first game was a fluke by the Dragons, and they got absolutely pumped by the Dolphins. So this will be another testing game for them. You know, how do you bounce back? You had a great game 1, you had a shit great game 2. So how do you bounce back? And you're going up against the Cowboys, who they smoked. They won their first game easy, right?
Yeah.
And their game last week, I thought they should have lost. I thought they were going to lose, and they were able to pull it off. So they've won in 2 different ways. Against the Dragons, oh, look, I just think they got too much class, to be honest. Ruben Cotter at 13, Jima Nanai, he's a superstar. Jordan McLean's looking good, bro. He's looking real good. Tom Malolo, did you see why they restricted his minutes?
Nah, I actually haven't seen why.
You might have to fact check this one, but it was something about he's got knee issues, like knee problems. That's why they've been limiting his minutes severely. And
so he might end up having surgery like Haas.
Could do, bro. But yeah, I mean, Tom Malolo, he's kind of looking like a shell of himself, the devastating runner he was. Reece Robson, great player, rep player. The Chad Townsend, you know, he just does what he does and lets Tom Dearden do his thing. Valentine Holmes, I mean, I haven't really watched any of the Cowboys games, but he's looking decent. Scott Drinkwater is really what makes him turn, I think. He kind of, man, because it was he was on the outer, pretty much looking for another club. I think him and Jake Clifford, they were battling for like that number 7, number 6. And then they signed Tom Dearden, and everyone was like, what are you doing? He's already got these halves. Then they got Chad Townsend. Scott Drinkwater was literally on his way to Super League to join Jake Clifford, I'm pretty sure. Hammer was at fullback. Hammer gets injured. Scott Drinkwater has that killer game. And as they like to say, the rest is history, you know? He had that one game, killed it. Second game, killed it again, to the point where Hammer lost his spot. So that's how Hammer got shifted to centre. Scott Drinkwater took his opportunity, man. Just goes to show, you might only get one, Eminem might only get one shot,
Gotta make it
but
count.
he made it count, and yeah, look what he signed it. He signed it for a few years now, right, Scott Drinkwater? Their main dude, one of their main playmakers, and they pretty much go how he goes. If he has a really good game, really do they lose. If you can keep Scott Drinkwater in check, you have a good shot. But yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on this game. I don't really. What do I see of those Dragons? I like DeBellin. I wish he would come to the Bulldogs. So should Ben Hunt. We'll take both of them. That pretty much solves our prop and our 7 issue. I think we got it.
I'd welcome Ben Hunt back to Brisbane. I'd welcome him home. I'd have what's his name, bloody Dave Dobbin at the airport singing "Welcome Home" for him. He's a quality player, man. Like, what happened in the grand finals years ago? Commentators still like to bring it up, so do the fans. But look, my head says Cowboys, but again, my heart wants to say Dragons. I've got a soft spot for the Dragons this season. But it's going to be, like you say, coming off that Dolphins loss, is going to be hard to bounce back, especially against this Cowboys team who find ways to win. And they've got a lot of momentum on their side. They'll have a lot more confidence coming into this game, knowing that they scored 0 points against the team that they pumped. And the team stats as follows. So the Cowboys are 2 from 2, where the Dragons are 1 from 2. Cowboys over their 2 games have scored a total of 64 points, where the Dragons have only scored 28. The Dragons have conceded 42 points to the Cowboys 38. The Cowboys have a slightly better completion rate at 79% to the Dragons 76. Tackle efficiency is 90.6 from the Cowboys, with a 91.3 from the Dragons, which is a great tackle efficiency. However, they are still leaking tries. And their average play the ball time, the Cowboys are at 3.32 seconds, with the Dragons at 3.36. Dragons are at home, and the Cowboys have only won 2 out of 9 games at this venue, which is Jubilee Stadium. Should be an interesting game. I'm again hoping the Dragons win. Sorry, Dragons fans, but I'm picking the Cowboys. I'm going to go 21 to... sorry, not 21. I'm just looking at the games they've won. I was about to say 21 to 17. But the Cowboys have won since 1998. 21 games to the Dragons 17. But I'm going to go... Let's do this score. Let's run it back. 38-22.
38-22. You got a high-scoring game. I have the Cowboys winning in what I hope will be emphatic fashion. So I'm going to go with a 30-10 scoreline.
Nice. That's reminiscent of their encounter last year. The Cowboys won 34-8 in their second encounter here at the Dragons home game, and in Queensland they won 42-22 in their first outing last year. So the Cowboys got a lot of momentum to roll off of, and they've got history to prove them right. Over to the main event for Saturday night. It is Vince's West Tigers taking on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, and they are at Leichhardt Oval in Sydney. Good game. Sharks rolling on a high. Tigers scratching their heads, figuring shit out. I've got Sharks by 100. I don't even think we need to read through the lineup because the Tigers are full of nobodies outside of Lachlan Galvin. And Api all alone Kurasol. Whereas the Sharks, they got the same team from last week. They rolling high, they rolling good. They on their good cushion alcohol. If they lose this game, what the hell? So I've got Sharks. Let's go 36-12.
Man, you're a brave man thinking the Tigers are going to score 12 points. Look, I'm like you. I think Sharks are going to roll them. They are looking really, really good. They have the best bench, well, I think they do. And yeah, Uppy all alone, Coruscant can't do it all. Their rookie Lachlan Galvin looked good. John Bateman and Isaiah Papali'i. I'm just not too sure how they're going. For that reason, I'm going to go Sharks. Let's go with 36-6. I think the Tigers will score one because the Sharks will let them. And then after that, that's all she wrote.
Well,
Yeah.
here's some stats and facts for you because we should probably read out the teams. I'll run through the Tigers real quick. They got Dream Buller, Charlie Stain, Solomon Fatape, Justin Ulam, Junior Tupou, Lachlan Galvin, Aiden Caesar, Stefano, Api Cortisol, David Clemmer, Isaiah Papali'i, and Whanua Poole round out their starting 13. On the interchange, Jaden Sullivan, Alex Seyfarth, Alex Twal, and Samuel Fainu.
And then for the Sharks, we have Will Kennedy, Sony Katoa, Jesse Ramian, Talakai, Mulitalo. We have Trindle and Hines in the halves. You got Rudolph, Brayley, and Kafusi in their front row with Jack Williams, Tay Wilton, and McInnes in your second row and lock. Jack Williams is replacing Nikora, who is suspended for 2 weeks, I believe. He took the early guilty pill for his absolutely dirty hit on Viliami Kikau. He should have gone longer, I say. You have Dalfanukin, Royce Hunt, and Billy Burns. Oh, Billy Burns is coming to the team, okay. And you have someone who's really impressed me, bro, Thomas Hazelton. He has looked devastating coming off their bench. And that's your Sharks.
Well, Fano, here's some stats for you and a rundown of the stats. The reason why I said the score would be 36-12 is last year in both their meetings. Wait, how did the Sharks have 2 away games? Well, anyway, at their 2 away games, it must have been
Magic Round?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It must have been Magic Round, one of them. Anyway, both their games in 6th of July and 13th of August, the scoreline was 36-12. So I'm going for 36-12 yet again down there at Leichhardt Oval. Here we go. Tigers had the bye in week 1, and so last week they scored 12 points. The season, the Sharks have scored 41 points. Tigers have allowed 32 points, and the Sharks have only allowed 18. Good stats there, so great defense. Completion rate, Tigers are sitting on 81%, where the Sharks are sitting on an 80. Tackle efficiency, 88.4% from the Tigers. The Sharks are only on 87.8, with a play the ball speed for the Sharks of 3.44 and the Tigers 3.54. Again, I'm going Sharks 36-12.
Yeah, man, nothing more to say. On to the next game, I say.
And that is Eels versus Manly at CommBank Stadium. This is going to be a great game to watch, I reckon. Is this on Sunday? Yes, this is the first game Sunday. Another Sunday game for Manly. They love those Sunday games, man. They get that nice long break. Must be nice. It was a short turnaround too for the Roosters, and because they played on Sunday last week and they got a Friday night game, so Ratchet, they don't get as much rest and they got the huge loss. Anyway, this should be a great game. The Eels are looking to get another win on the board. They dropped one to the Panthers at home, which was a tough game, but it was a must-win for the Panthers to show that they aren't completely lost with their recent poachings. And Manly are just showing who they really are made, what they are really made of. And Luke Brooks is showing that he can be that guy. But like we said, I think it's just because he's allowed to be his own player. He doesn't have to be the superstar. He doesn't have to be the Batman or the Robin. He can be that Alfred. So without further ado, I'll read through Manly. You go through Parramatta.
Roger that.
Easy.
Did you want me to start?
Yeah, you go through, and then I'll kick off.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess so. It is at CommBank Stadium. So for the Eels, we have Captain Fantastic Clint Gufferson at fullback. He is, and on the wingers we have Morgan Harper. Forget it, mate. And the young buck Sean Russell. At the centres, we have Will Penasini, who's actually been really good. And who is this guy? Blazy Talangi. Have no idea who you are. At the house, we have Dylan Brown, who's, I think, rounding into some good form, and Mitchell Moses. In the forwards, we have Regis Campbell, Gillard, and Junior Polo. I'm guessing Junior will come off the bench again, so look for that swap before the game actually starts. And someone who has also been impressive, Joey Lussick. He's kind of looking like the 9 that they've needed since Reed left. He's been really, really good for them. You have the Sean Lane at 11 and Cartwright at number 12 and Jermaine Hopgood locks down at 13. To the bench we go, and we have Luca Moretti, Ryan Madison, Joe Ofahingawe, who will probably start for Junior Polo, and Carmen Tuilangi. That is your Eels team.
And over to the Northern Beaches with the Sea Eagles, we've got Tom Trbojevic at fullback. We've got Raymond and Jackson Paulo on the wing. Then we've got Kohler and Garrick in the centres. Luke Brooks and Captain Daly Cherry Evans are your halves. Then we've got Mount Paseka and Josh Aloia in your props. Lachlan Croker. He's our head tape, eh? Pretty sure he rocks the head tape.
Yep.
Croker? Yeah, head tape.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Olakawatu and Ben Trbojevic in your second row with Jake locking down that 13 position. Like I said, Fano still looking for that Tom, Ben, Jake trifecta. We'll call it the Trbojevic trifecta. This season, so hopefully that comes off. And then on the interchange, you got Carl Lawton, Corey Waddle, Ethan Bullimore, and Nathan Brown. Look, this is going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a bit of an arm wrestle. I think the defense on both sides is solid. They're going to be looking for attacking opportunities through broken play with Tom Trbojevic. Even Jake getting that offload out to his brother, scoring over there. That forward pack that Manly have, there's some dogs in there, man. Olakawatu, Mount Paseka, Aloiai, the Trbojevic brothers. Man, they've got some big boppers. But yeah, the Eels, they've got the big boppers to counteract Manly's big boppers. They've also got another halves pairing that can counteract the Brooks and Cherry Evans pairing. And the fullbacks, man, I don't know, man. These teams look fairly evenly matched, in my opinion. Every position, you've got someone who can counteract the other one with another great player. The stats say that in their previous meetings, they got one each. 34-4 to the Eels in the first game, then 34-30 to Manly in the second game. So maybe I'll go 34-20 Manly.
Interesting. Look, I think this will be a great game. Quite even keel, I'd say. The Eagles are 2-0, eh? 2-0, right?
Yep.
And you got the Eels who are 1-1. You got great battles all around. Starting with their fullback, Clint Gufferson, Tom Trbojevic. That's going to be a battle and a half. But I'll probably give the edge there to Tommy. You have Mitchell Moses against Daly Cherry Evans. On their day, they can be game winners. It's going to be who I think this might be where the game's won and lost. Who wins that battle of the 7? You have Dylan Brown, who's looked good in the early start of the season, and Luke Brooks. I'm telling you, man, this guy's thinking he should have left years ago. Because now, now he's not at the Tigers. He's playing great. So now we know it wasn't him. It was the Tigers. And I think it's quite evident now. And he's even bombed a few tries, which is crazy. But yeah, look, I can't really split them. I think I chose the underdog from the TAB, even though it was pretty much splitting hairs. That's how close it was. Yeah, Parramatta's paying $1.83, Manly are paying $1.92, and that's who I went with. Manly, even though they are away from home, I think they've had a really good start. Anthony Seabold's got them rolling. Luke Brooks is looking fantastic. Daly Cherry Evans, Jake Travojevic, Olakwatu, and then to top it off, you have you know Mr. X Factor himself, Tom Travojevic. As good as the Eels are, I don't think they'll go away. I think it might be a close battle, but I'm gonna go with the Sea Eagles, and I'm gonna say 24-20 in a close one.
Nice. All right. And well, we'll head back over to the stats. So, yes, Manly have won 2 of 2, Eels 1 of 2. Parramatta have scored 44 points, Manly have scored 57. Parramatta have conceded 34 points, and the Sea Eagles have conceded 38 points. The Eels with a completion rate of 86% to the Sea Eagles low 76%. With a tackle efficiency for Parramatta of 88.3% to Manly's 86.2%. With an average play of the ball for Parramatta is 3.43 seconds to Manly's 3.61. Like I say, going to be a close game and a good one to watch to kick off your Sunday. Now we're going to head over to the final game of the round. That is Newcastle Knights versus the Melbourne Storm. It's a home game for the Newcastle Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. Whew. A few outs this week. We have no Jerome Hughes for the Melbourne Storm, as well as no Christian Welch, and Greg Marju is out for the Knights. I'll run through the Knights lineup real quick, and then I'll throw it over to you to give us the rundown on that Melbourne lineup. So from 1 through to 13, your Knights lineup looks like this. We've got Kalen Ponga, Thomas Jenkins, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Inari Tuala, or is it Inari Tuala? Tyson Gamble, Jack Cogger, Jacob Saifiti, Phoenix Crossland, Leo Thompson, Tyson Frizzell, Paul Pearce, and Adam Elliott. On the interchange, we've got Jaden Brayley, Daniel Saifiti, Jack Hetherington, and Jed Cartwright.
And then for your undefeated, currently 2-0, top of our power ranking Storm team, we have at fullback Ryan Pappenhausen. And how good is it to have him back? He is just as good as ever, and he's proving a real difference for the Storm team. At wing, we have Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates, of course, with the try of the year last round. At the centre, we have the same pairing of former Bulldog Remus Smith and former Bulldog Nick Meaney. Your new house pairing is Jonah Prezzett and Tyron Wishart, who is filling in for the suspended Jerome Hughes, and Cameron Munster, my pick for Dali M, isn't available for another few weeks. Going to the forward packs, we have Tui Kamitha with Josh King, and you have superstar Harry Grant at the 9. We have Joe Chan and Alessi Katoa in your second row with Trent Laurier as the lock. Moving to your bench now, we have Kane Bradley. I've never heard of that name in my life. 15, we have Tepai Moeroa, Chris Lewis, who I think is a really good just league player. And rounding out we have at number 17, Alec McDonald. Yeah, man.
Look, mate, where's Jack Howarth and why is he not getting any game time? I watched him in that All-Star game. He was cracking on, bro. He was doing bits for the Māori when we looked lackluster at best. So to still see him sitting in the reserve grade, it pains me because he's also sitting in my bench on my fantasy team doing nothing, and he's just used up 300k for no reason. Anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, look, it's going to be tough to beat this Newcastle side at home without any of their starting halves. Jerome Hughes last week balled out. He showed that he was that guy. So these two halves have got a lot of work to do. They're going to have to lock down their kicking game, and they're going to make sure that those backs are in the right place at the right time. So when they do that, 2 out, 1 in to Pep, close to the try line, that it sticks. But I know Bellyache, he's a great coach, and he always is about next man up. You've seen that when Cooper Cronk left, when Billy Slater left, when Cam Smith left, it was next man up. So I expect nothing less here with Newcastle. They're still trying to, like the Bunnies, trying to figure out what their identity is. The halves for the Knights are lacking. They did show life against the Cowboys last week, but that's the Cowboys. This is Melbourne. Even without two of their players, even without what's his name, Welsh and Hughes, I still think Melbourne can get it done. What about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm like you as well. I don't know why Jack Howarth can't crack the team. They signed him to like a big, I think he's on like a 5-year deal, so he's there for a little bit. I mean, if I was a club like, I don't know, the Tigers, I'd be ringing up Melbourne and saying, hey, what's the sitch there with Jack Howarth? Maybe think about making a play for him. But look, I don't know why it was Hastings that got the chop and not Gamble. I would have dropped Gamble and put Hastings and Cogger together. So that one's kind of, I don't know about that one. Yeah, the return of Jaden Brayley, but he's made of absolute glass. So the wind blows him and he'll be injured again. I think this is a game where we see Harry Grant just dominate. You know, the starting halves pairing isn't there, so I expect them to just take over pretty much. I'm looking for him to have a really, really big game, and Peppenhausen as well. I think those two are really going to come to the forefront, and even though they're missing their starting halves, the Knights just haven't been going that well. So I'm going to roll with the Storm, who are somehow underdogs in this game for the TAB, I believe. It's another game just like the other one, right? They're being split by hairs. Yeah, same as the previous game. Newcastle paying $1.83. Remember Storm paying $1.92. I mean, when the Storm ever the underdog, you're crazy. But yeah, man, I just think, I don't know. The Knights have been really underwhelming this season. The Storm have just found ways to win. You know, they beat Penrith, keep that streak alive, and they should have really lost last week. And now we got them as underdogs. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. So for that, I'm going to go with the Storm. Final score. And I'm picking Harry Grant to win player of the game. I'm going to go with Storm 18-10.
Bro, I was thinking the exact same score. I'm going Storm 18-10 as well. In their previous meetings last year, the first game was a home game for the Knights, and that was 26-18 to the Knights. The second game was also a home game for the Knights, which was 50-2 for the Melbourne Storm. The current season looks as follows, with 32 points scored for the Knights versus 38 scored for the Storm. 49 points conceded for the Knights to the Storm's 26 conceded, which shows great defense from the Storm. However, some of the lowest completion rates of all the league so far, with the Knights at 73% and the Storm at 74%. The tackle efficiency of the Knights, however, is one of the highest we've seen at 90% tackle efficiency, and the Storm have an 85.8% tackle efficiency. The Knights, one of the slower play the balls at 3.61 seconds versus the Storm's 3.47. So those are the stats to look out for this season. Like this game, like I say, Harry Grant should be in for a big one, and we should expect to see Storm on top on the end of round 3, and that rounds out round 3. That rounds out the weekend's footy. There we go. Some big games, some huge losses for a lot of teams, and a lot of teams trying to figure out what their next plan is. So we'll head over to the TAB, brought to you by 99 Dreams. Shout out to 99 Dreams, empowering us to power our passion. What does your weekend multi look like this week, bro? And how much have you put on?
Yeah, look, I went with just straight head-to-head multis. Chucked a $10 bet down. I just went for the winners. So I've got Penrith, Warriors, Roosters, Titans, Cowboys, Sharks, Eagles, Storm. For a $10 multi on that, it is bringing back $390. So not too bad. I got a couple upsets on there, the Titans, Eagles, and Storm, but those last two games on Sundays are pretty much 50-50. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, that's my bet. What did you conjure up?
nice, nice. So mine doesn't look too dissimilar to you. We've got Penrith Raiders over the Warriors. We've got the Roosters over the Bunnies, Titans over the Bulldogs, Sharks over the Tigers, Cowboys over the Dragons, Eagles over the Eels, and Storm over the Knights. $15 with a return stake of $1,067. I only picked Penrith because I always lose my multi in the first game. So GG's in the chat. I'd rather throw away $15 to see the Broncos win, and they say money can't buy happiness while they haven't bet against their team and their team wins. So shut up. I've also chucked on a bonus bet. I had a $20 bonus bet from the TAB today, and I threw that on Reece Walsh scoring anytime as the first, second, or third try scorer. $20 returns me 100.
Buzzy.
So that's
right.
that's our TAB. That's our TAB bets for the week. That's our multi. We are currently 0-4 on the multi. We lost the All Star, then we've lost round 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So we're not doing too good on the multi. We are definitely just donating at this point. But hopefully our luck turns in this season. If we do win something big, I'll probably buy. If I win like $1,000 one, I'll buy like a Broncos jersey and a Bulldogs jersey and a Tigers jersey, and we'll just we'll have a jersey each to wear, man. If I win something like the $100, well then I'm just getting a feed.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Or maybe we get a kitty, and like if we put wins in and throughout the season we just top up that kitty with all the wins we have, and maybe we do something at the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, something to look forward to. That's ideas, but that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you all so much for listening and sticking with us. We do really appreciate you guys. You guys are the heartbeat of the practice run. We do this because we enjoy it, but we stay because of you. Yeah, I'll throw it over to two to wrap us up and give out the last words.
Yeah, look, another preview in the books. Again, I'm away this weekend. We have flag football nationals. It's finally here. So I won't even get to see a single game representing the Tauranga Tridents. We're in a tough pool, but I think the boys, you never know when you get to nationals, anything can happen, you know. But hey, at least you fellas will finally get to see the man Vincent, the myth, the legend. So yes, he will be making his debut. Well, he better, because we've booked it in like a whole month in advance. So you shouldn't really have an excuse. But look, true. I might jump on.
I was about to say, will we still see you on Monday, Tuesday? Sorry,
I'm not too sure. I might do for a little bit just to catch up with the bro and to see what he's got to say. So we don't know. But that review show will probably be all you and him, really. Because I won't be watching any league. But other than that, hey, look, we appreciate everyone listening, both near and far. You know, to our fans over in state, we really appreciate yous. And for the rest of people around the world, look, man, if you want to jump on, you know, we are a community, the practice club we're building, and we're only get bigger from here. But other than that, hopefully the Panthers smoke your Broncos tonight, And I will
Nope.
see you.
Nope.
We will see you when we see you, really. So yeah, other than that, to the church, Matawa.